Okay, welcome to the final installment of this particular back issue haul. I've been splitting this one up over 4 different videos because it was just too much to show off all at once. I think that video probably would have been half an hour long or more. So I just wanted to break it up into smaller chunks and make it a little bit easier to digest. I got a few issues of What If. This particular one is issue number 22 of the original series, What If Doctor Doom Had Become a Hero? I got this one because I just thought it was kind of ironic, considering what they've been doing with him lately in the Superior Iron Man comic, where they basically allowed Doom to become kind of a superhero, sort of, in a way. A little bit. You have to kind of qualify that statement. But he's been becoming a more and more nuanced character, it seems like, ever since the Jonathan Hickman run of Fantastic Four. And I don't know. He's been really, really interesting over the past what decade or so. I don't know. Moving on, I also got issue number 35. What if Elektra had lived? This, of course, has the Frank Miller story in it. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that one. I got from the next What If series, issue number 20. What if the Amazing Spider-Man had not married Mary Jane? This one I got kind of just considering what happened in the Amazing Spider-Man comic with Joe Quesada decreeing that Spider-Man's marriage should be kind of undone, and the whole deal with Mephisto and everything. I don't know. I got this one just to see a take on it that would probably be a little bit more, and not quite as classless, I guess. I thought that particular Amazing Spider-Man run that J. Michael Straczynski wrote, it had some really good stories in it, but man, between the one where he sells his marriage to Mephisto in order to save his 107-year-old aunt, it's got to be one of the worst, and frankly, the one with Norman Osborn mounting Gwen Stacy is right up there. 2 of the worst Spider-Man stories ever told. So that's a black mark for you, J. Michael Straczynski. Anyway, I also got this purely as a spec book because it's not really worth anything yet, and I don't know if it will be, but it's possible. This is the West Coast Avengers number 45. This is the one where the Vision loses all his color, all the green and yellow and red, and just becomes white. And I'm not the only person to think this after watching Infinity War, where his color sort of fades in the very last time you see him. Don't want to give away too much, but it's possible that in the next Avengers movie he might show up in this form. And if he does, then I'm sure this book will probably jump up in price. I also got The Mighty Thor number 411. I was really happy to find this. I would have expected them to have this book up on the wall, but I was just digging through the bins and it was in there. And it's a perfect, near mint copy. They had it for only $25, so I got it for $12.50. This is the first appearance of Night Thrasher and the cameo of the New Warriors. So I was really happy to find that. I also have 412. And I think I got that one for maybe $10 or 15. So I got that one for pretty cheap too. Although I didn't get that one in this particular haul. I got that one earlier. So I also picked up Marvel Team Up number 150, the final issue. Really, I just got this one because it has a Barry Windsor-Smith cover, and he's like one of my all-time favorite comic book artists. I'll get pretty much anything he does, if I can afford it. I mean, those early Conans, who can afford those? Well, I guess some people can, but I'd have to work at it for a while. that kind of leads me into my Spider-Man run, which will pretty much take me up through the end of the haul. So I managed to find a copy of Web of Spider-Man number 100. This has got, I don't know how easy it, well, yeah, you can kind of see it. It's got kind of a reflective cover. You gotta love those 90s gimmicks. I thought this one was kind of weird because I guess it's like a prototype version of the spider armor that they would eventually do again in the Civil War storyline, and the one that just shows up in the Infinity War movie. But this is like, I guess it's hard to imagine how on earth he's swinging around in this big bulky armor. I mean, I guess Spider-Man is pretty strong, but you gotta wonder if like the writer told the artist to draw spider armor and the artist was thinking more like medieval knight armor and not, I don't know, something sleeker. But who knows. I also picked up Amazing Spider-Man 605. There's not really all that much to say about this particular issue. The spider cherub on the cover is kind of unusual and interesting, and I don't know. I hadn't seen this issue in my usual comic book stores, so I thought I would just grab it. It was cheap. I got issue number 649. This is the first appearance of Phil Urich as the Hobgoblin. And I got issue 657, which I think it actually has a pretty low print run. It's, according to the numbers that I've seen, it's like under 60,000, which is low for a Spider-Man comic. And this is the one where, in the Fantastic Four comic book at the time, they killed off the Human Torch, you know, temporarily, as they do every once in a while. I think all the Fantastic Four members have been killed off for a little while, and then they always come back. But this is one that has like his wake for you know, for family members, and Spider-Man gets to go. So that's cool. I haven't read it, but it's probably pretty kind of a tearjerker. I got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 22 with the first appearance of Speedball. Speaking of the New Warriors, everything's kind of coming together, isn't it? This one I was amazed to find just digging through the bins. This is, oh god, I don't even know what volume this is. Volume 5, maybe? 6? The Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This is the issue that introduces Silk. And, I don't know, I've been looking for this book for a while, and I've never even seen a copy. If I had seen it, I would have expected it to be on the wall, but it wasn't. It was just in the bins. But it wasn't even in the right place in the bin, so I couldn't help but wonder if somebody like saw it and then moved it just to kind of, I don't know, come back to it later or something, and then maybe they forgot, or, I mean, who knows? I don't really know. But I saw it in there and I grabbed it up. It's near mint. It's a beautiful looking copy. This has a lot of potential to go up in value, in my opinion. And finally, the very last book of the haul, The Amazing Spider-Man number 298. I was so happy to find this issue. They had this one on the wall. This is the very first issue that Todd McFarlane drew. So it's a really key issue, especially in the late 80s Amazing Spider-Man. I don't really even know what to say about it. It's a gorgeous copy. They have it in 8.5, so yeah, I mean, that looks about right. They had it for $45, so I got it for $22.50, which is a really wonderful price for this particular book, because it can get pretty pricey sometimes, especially if it's slabbed. Anyway, that was a lot of comics to get through, but I'm glad I got through it all, and I'm glad I get the chance to kind of show it off. I hope people watch and kind of like it. I totally welcome any comments that anybody has. Feel free to subscribe. I'll do more videos I've actually got even more stuff I can show off if I want to. Stuff that I've gotten recently. But that'll be it for now. So I hope everybody has an awesome time doing whatever stuff they do. And I will see you pretty soon.